Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we're here for No.1 Sentai Gozyuger episode 17, and I really like this episode. This episode was very lighthearted, you know, it was very lighthearted, very fun, very funny, and it seemed like this episode's for the kids, man. This episode's for the kids. Basically everybody in this episode looking cool. We got a bunch of sports games being played in this episode, and we get straight to the point. We get straight to the point in this episode. We get straight to the No.1 monster, straight to the plan. You know, we see that our characters have gotten some new rings off screen. We got the characters got some new rings off screen. We get a little bit more backstory on Mashido, about how he was basically how he came back. Apparently bro was turned into a statue. He was in the like the Robo graveyard, and apparently bro was like statuified. But like I wonder, like, because when they went there, because you know Hodu actually went there, so when he went there to when he got his ring and stuff like that, was Mashido there like somewhere in the background? Or there was stuff I was thinking about. And also the backstory with Mashido was he's actually like 10,026 years old, because when he got stuck in gaps in between space and time after the first universe war. And after the first universe war, he got turned. I guess he just got turned into stone, and he was stuck there for 10,000 years. And then Goodburn was the one that came and freed him. But it's still kind of weird to me, because it was just like the Goodburn gauntlet. It was like the Goodburn gauntlet came and got him, but Goodburn the mech itself didn't come get him, is what I'm thinking, because he had to go wake up Goodburn himself. You know, when Goodburn was like created and stuff like that. So I guess like the glove Goodburn came and got him, but I'm guessing he had to go and wake up like Mecha Goodburn. Like I didn't get it at first, because it was like, how can Goodburn come get him? But Goodburn wasn't born yet, I guess. But yeah, it also doesn't explain where he got Kuma from. Like, where did Kuma come from? I kind of want to know. I want to know where little Kuma came from. But yeah, in this episode we also got a little bit more backstory on Hodu, and like how Hodu, he says since he was in the No.1 world, they didn't have sports things, and I kind of want to go back and like see like what was Hodu's life like in the No.1 world. Like, what was his life like there? What was his life like down there? Because he was down there with like a bunch of other people, and I kind of want to see what his life was like over there, because we see that the No.1 world is the home of the Paraidon. So it is like a gigantic, like, it's a big city looking kind of area. So like, was he just like a kid on the streets, him and his brother? Like, were they just like kids on the street or whatever? Like, I really do like want to see. And who was the woman that that was talking to Hodu and telling him, don't have dreams, and don't do this and don't do that, and then she dies? Like, I kind of want to know who this woman is. I mean, most likely we're gonna find out way later on down the line. But yeah, that's a little bit of the backstory, like lore tidbits we got on this episode. In this episode, our No.1 monster for the week is the number one game troll, sports troll in the world. But he's not a troll though. He's like a cat thing, like a lion thing. He reminds me of Jinji from Mystic Force. but yeah, basically they have to play a bunch of games with him. They play one game. I guess this is like maybe more like a Japanese game, because it's like, oh, you got to put like the sacks like in the hoop. Like, all you do is like the sack is like, it kind of looks like a basketball hoop, but it's like an all the way around type of thing, and they have to grab the balls and throw them in there, and whoever has the most in there wins. And then like the Paraidon classically are cheating, so Mashido just calls Goodburn. The whole mech comes in, punches the freaking goal into the ground, so now they can just toss him in without having to jump up, and the whole thing's rigged. The games are fixed. The referee is one of the golden bells. So he's, of course, he's on the regular Paraidon, side and whatever. Bouquet is a little bit involved in this episode as well. We don't see her until like maybe like the very end, but we know she's coming because we did get a scene with her before talking to the queen. But also no Garud in this episode, no Fire Candle in this episode. So where the bros at? What they doing? And but yeah, they're playing all these games. They play like a 3-legged race. They do that. They do the hoop game. They did another game. They did the chicken. Yeah, they did the chicken fight. They had the chicken fight where you're on somebody's back and whatever, and there's like 2 other people on the ground, and you're like the person on the very top that has to grab like the flag off of someone's head. Like, we played chicken fight, but we played like in a pool, with a volleyball net and stuff. But yeah. So also we see that the landlady's son, I think his name is Aoi. Yeah, he's involved in this episode as well because he has to go off and he's practicing for his sports day for school and stuff, and he's sad about it. He's sad about it because he has to, he's not good at this stuff. I think it's just like running. I think he's like running like a track, like running track or whatever. But yeah, like he's sad about it. And then Mashido comes up, and Mashido kind of like his mentor in this episode, helping him feel good and live life and do all this stuff. Like he was like a positive role model for him in this episode. And he was actually on Mashido's back while during the chicken fight and stuff, and he actually helps them win the first round with it. And we did see that Mashido ends up bribing the he ends up bribing the Golden Bell with like a gold hammer. And throughout the whole games and stuff like that, we see that the game, like I said before, the games are fixed. So they're just letting the No.1. He's just saying that the No.1 monster is winning, and he's like basically nitpicking and coming up with all these like little fake rules and stuff that they think that they're breaking so they can win, classic stuff like that. So we ended up winning the last chicken fight, and then that's when we end up getting our big climactic battle with the No.1 monster. We see Mashido ends up defeating the No.1 monster, and turns out the No.1 monster ended up possessing a child. And then they end up taking this child and helping him and stuff. And then we get our mech fight, which was a very unique mech fight. I think it's like our longest mech fight, one of our longest mech fights in this series so far, where it starts off with a game because him and Bouquet have to do a running race, and they have to run to these big old signs that one says A, one says B, and if you whichever one you jump into, if it has like a mud bath behind it, then you lose. So Bouquet was like, I don't want to do it, but I got to. And then she's the one that ends up jumping through the wrong one and ends up falling into like a mud pit. And then she, because she's a girl and one of those types of girls and stuff, she gets real mad that she's covered in mud and whatever. But she didn't get covered in mud, it was her mech. She didn't want to get her mech covered in mud. But then yeah, she ends up leaving, and then that's when Mashido turns around and defeats the Golden Bell. He has a mech. The Golden Bells are able to have their own mechs and stuff, so defeating him. And so we got like a game and a fight in the same mech fight. But yeah, so we ended up taking the kid who got possessed. We ended up taking him back, and him and Aoi ended up becoming friends and stuff, because they found out that they both not really good at sports and stuff. But hey, we'll practice together, and then I'll make it fun, and then when we make it fun, we both get good together. Yeah, and that's how it happened. But yeah, overall this episode was really good. I did thoroughly enjoy this episode. I did like how Mashido basically kind of pissed off Yellow, because like Yellow was like, he's like, hey man, you can't be God, Tegasaur is the #1 true God. And he's like, and like Mashido is like, hey, well, you better hold on to that freaking ring then. And then he's trying to diss Hodu in this episode too. Like Hodu's like, yeah, you gonna call me second gen for now, but eventually you gonna be calling me by my name. You gonna call me by my name, you gonna respect me and recognize me, okay? I got this, because I'm not taking no Hodu disrespect. Hodu's my favorite character. I'm not taking no Hodu disrespect. I don't care. Hodu is the GOAT. We've seen this guy take down multiple monsters of the week by himself in a very dope freaking way. Hodu been holding it down, bro. He been holding it down. I will not take any Hodu slander, man. Bet that. But Yeah, this episode is actually really good. I did like, also I love the Kira Major references in this episode too, man. I love seeing Goju Green turned into one of my favorite Sentai of all time, Kira Major Red. But yeah, he also did Kira Major's like power, where he's able to draw stuff and it comes to life. He drew 2 Goju Greens, and that it gave them extra members in the chicken fight. I really like that too. But yeah, this episode's cool. This episode's cool. It was lighthearted. Kind of confusing on the lore bits pertaining to Mashido, but you know, we'll get that. And also, you found out how old he is. He's actually 10,026 years old, which is still weird. And kind of seeing how Sumino was kind of flirting with him or whatever. But yeah, this episode's cool. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you made it to this far in the video. I thoroughly appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys next time, and stay henshin.